This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
I'm standing in front of the Post Sutler store at Fort Wallace, at least the recreation of the Post Sutler store from Fort Wallace here in the museum, to talk about the patent medicines. And all these bottles were found at the fort site, and we had dozens, if not hundreds, of those bottles. And Ross Roberts came up and helped me sort through those. And I had mistakenly put all the medicines into the hospital exhibit. He said, "That's not right." He said, "These are patent medicines. They would have been in the store, like over-the-counter drugs today." Well, I was just shocked by the number of patent medicines, a lot of them made in Kansas, and I think you'll find this story pretty interesting, too.
We've all watched those television shows or movies depicting the 19th century hucksters traveling from town to town selling cure-alls. There's a lot of truth in those depictions. Over-the-counter drugs, or patent medicines as they were called, were numerous and regulation was lax. Let's turn to the Kansas State Historical Society for the facts on the Sunflower State purveyors of tonics and pills. Many were small-time, such as Dr. C. L. Stocks of Bushong with his one-day cold cure, and A. E. Crom of Emporia with his New Blood and True Dutch cough and cold cure. New blood was specially compounded to cure everything from liver complaints to impure blood. One Emporian testified that after a few doses she was able to rise from her sick bed of 11 years and lead a normal life. Others manufactured and sold door-to-door on a large scale. One was A.B. Seeley of Abilene, and another was William Wellington Gavitt of Topeka. In 1867, W. W. Gavitt came to Topeka and organized a real estate and coal business. He would become one of Topeka's wealthiest citizens. Gavitt's major product was Our Native Herbs, a combination of 21 roots and herbs, including sassafras and rhubarb. It was guaranteed to cure dozens of seemingly unrelated ailments. By 1895, there were more than 5,000 users in Topeka alone. Testimonials were printed from such people as a Topeka health officer, a fire department chief, judges, and the whole police department, politician Arthur Capper, and middleweight boxing champ Bob Fitzsimmons, as well as most of the Ringling Brothers Circus. The company eventually marketed more than 200 different types of spices, soaps, toilet articles, perfumes, baking products, and even a parlor game, Stock Market, which is currently marketed by a major firm as Pitt. His youngest son sold the business in 1967. Gavitt was successful, but not nearly as colorful as Leavenworth's George B. Diamond Dick McClellan, who was part Wild West, part medicine man, and all reckless adventurer. He imitated the appearance and showmanship of his friend Buffalo Bill Cody and advertised himself a doctor, though no record of his attending medical school was discovered. Instead, he learned methods and treatments from the Indians, he said, and for a price he shared them. He had flush times and down times. When business was good, he purchased a palatial railroad car and his own orchestra. Scrolling through the TV channels and the endless drug advertisements from big drug companies today, I'm not sure things have changed that drastically.
Earlier in my life, I rode bucking horses and rodeos, and my shoulders took such a beating, and that was probably the reason for having several previous surgeries on both shoulders. About a year ago, I decided that I didn't want to have another surgery. And so I contacted Kansas Regenerative Medicine, took their treatment process. It was relatively pain-free. Now, after 8 months, my shoulders have healed to the point where I think I'm probably 90 to 95% of normal. It takes a couple of months to start to see results and feel real progress. That continued to increase gradually until now at approximately 8 months. And I'm extremely pleased. I've got full range of motion. I can lift weights, I can throw, I can do a lot of things that I couldn't do without a lot of pain previously. So I'm tickled to death with the results, and I'd recommend this process to anyone.